Hi again, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed the first two videos. I'm enjoying teaching it actually. It feels good, feels therapeutic for me to also teach this and talk about these things. I've been holding it in, I think, for too long, and it's good to finally clarify some things for people. I hope that you're also feeling better by listening. So today what I wanted to talk about in the video is a common phenomenon that I've seen besides the whole Hollywood expectation side of things that is common. Another very common thing that happens to people with mediumship is you'll have a family, let's say, who loses someone, and the family all believe and they accept in spirit contact. So we're not dealing with skeptics versus believers. And let's say it is a father that passes. The mother will come to me, and maybe the daughters will come to me, or the sons. And they might come as a group. And the son will have had a dream of his dad. The daughter has felt, she saw signs that her dad was around, or she felt comforted that he's at peace. And the mother hasn't had any dream or any sign yet, and she feels that he's forsaken her, or that he's mad at her, or he's not coming through. And she will feel like, why isn't he coming to me? I'm almost going to cry as I tell you, because people feel just profoundly sad at that, right? They feel left out, overlooked. It'll increase whatever guilt they might already have about some aspect of his passing. Now, I have seen this happen so many times that I can tell you that from my experience and the patterns I've seen, it is usually the person in the most pain who does not get a sign. And of course that sucks. That just sucks royally, doesn't it? That you're the one feeling the loss and the shock the most, and you're the only one who doesn't feel something from the other side. But I can tell you that it does correlate to your process of grief. When and it's not to blame anybody for their grief at all, but there's something about how intense the grief process is, and your ability to be receptive to something outside yourself. You know, when you're really grieving, no matter what it is, the sense of loss is just right. You're just in this complete bubble around yourself, trying to survive, right? Trying to cope and survive with your loss. Now, it's not that your loved one is not around you at that time, from what I've usually seen. It's not that they're not there for you, or but it takes a long time before the pain of the loss has relaxed, and you are now receptive to it and open again. And there's just something about the nature of grieving and loss that makes, whether it's a death or not, think of any time in your life that you have been full on grieving anything that you lost. It's been very hard to be receptive to anything else, right? Even if you think about something more mundane like losing a job, you can sometimes be so consumed in the loss of that job and how everything happened that you don't see that there's other opportunities, and you don't look for new opportunities. People go through that with breakups too. They're in so much pain over a breakup that they can't see that there's other people interested in them just yet. They can't bring themselves to go out and meet somebody again, because they're still grieving and they're not open. So when you talk about a death and a loss, it is far more profound, that state of, being inward with yourself and processing your pain. So you are not being forsaken. You are not being left behind. They are not punishing you. It's actually more to do with the progress of your own grief state. And I know that's a hard message to hear, but it is the truth. So the only thing that you can do if you have lost somebody and you're feeling left out is to try to have some help with your grief. There's lots of, depending where you live, there can be free services or support groups for grieving, different therapies, massage, Reiki, anything that helps you relax and release your tears. And I would be willing to bet that once you feel safe enough to release your emotions, that you'll start to be receptive and something will come through. This is also why I often don't feel, for me, comfortable doing mediumship for a group of people, because very often there is one who is blocked like this. And it makes it very difficult if I start feeling messages and the other people are relating to it, and the one feels left out, or the energy, the density of grief is like a concrete almost. It's very hard to break through. So sometimes, honestly, even though you want to have a spirit contact, sometimes you're just not ready yet if you're in a deep grief state, unfortunately. And this is partly, we advise people to wait for a few months after someone's passing. Partly that's related to the passage of their soul, giving them time to cross over so we can see if they're ready to speak. And other times that's really about giving you the chance to grieve so that you can be receptive if they are. So I can't stress enough, and I hope it's clear, that mediumship is real, but it's also complex. It's a complex thing. And so to reduce it down to a little, tell me their name, give me just pop a button and spit out what I want to hear, or, oh yeah, there they are. Open the door, bam, so literal. It does not work that way. And it can be very disappointing for you, the client, and it can be very, very draining for myself or the other medium, that kind of misunderstanding how it works when it's real. This is why I'm making these videos. When people are ready and receptive, it's a very beautiful process. And when they're expecting things and when they're not emotionally ready, or when they're expecting a Hollywood experience, it can be a horrible experience, to be honest with you. And I really want to help you know and prepare so that you have the beautiful kind of experience when you come. So for all of you out there, if you're grieving and don't have a message from someone yet, please just get some help with your grief, and trust that your loved one will come through to you as they have to others when you're ready. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be back shortly with another aspect of this to help you understand. If you want to reach me for a session, you can reach me below the video or at river-rain.com. Thanks.